everyone, this is she, Miss Nobuntu, and you are watching Miss Nobuntu. That's the name of my channel. Welcome again. So today I'm actually here to talk about, I've been looking a lot and thinking a lot about the Year of Yes and Say Yes campaign, obviously based on and reference from Shonda Rhimes' book, The Year of Yes. I personally haven't had a chance to look at the book myself or read it, but I mean, I get the gist of what the book is about from watching interviews that she's done and from, watching people review the book. So, but how it's worked out in my life is that this has been the year of, let's see, for me. What I mean by that is every time I found myself afraid of something or wary about something, I would go, let's see. Inside of me, I would say, let's see. Let's see if that's something I should be afraid of. Let's see if that's a fear that I should submit to or not. So every time I would resist, I would go against what that fear is telling me to do or what that feeling is telling me to do. So in other words, every time that I felt intimidated, I would go, let's see if that's something that I should be intimidated about, and resist. And what I have found is that my territory of what I have authority and power over increases. But it increases because I take courage in the midst of feeling fear and do the thing that I'm afraid to do anyway. I challenge the thing that is saying to me, here is your limit. Here is a boundary. You better not go past this boundary. I go, let's see. Because when it's saying, don't go past this boundary, this is your limit, it's threatening that on the other side, something terribly wrong is going to happen. Something, disappointment, getting a no is going to happen. Things not going your way is going to happen. And certainly, things not going my way has happened. And yes, I have received some no's. And yes, things have gone in ways that I've not expected. But what I have gained from the experience of going against that resistance, regardless of what the outcome was, first of all, I learned not to hold on to the outcome. Second of all, I realized that I cannot control the outcome, but what I can control is that I venture out and find out. That's what I can control, and that's my part to play. What the outcome will be is not in my hands, but what is in my hands is that I can partake. I can go for what I would like and what I desire. I can submit my entry to be in the running. I can I can partake. I can go for anything and everything that comes to my mind. I can go for it. That's what I have learned. And as a result, even if things don't go my way, I'm not worried because there's no doubt in my heart. There's no doubt in my mind that what would have happened. There's no what ifs. Then there's no question of what would have happened. I know what happened because I went for it and I resisted that resistance that was saying, you cannot do this. You cannot go beyond this point. So as a result, I'm not afraid of rejection anymore. I'm not afraid of getting a no. I'm not afraid of my entry not winning. I'm not afraid of my try not amounting to anything, because at the end of each time, I've made an effort to go forward. At the end of each time, what has happened for me is that I end up with more territory. I end up with a greater boldness in my heart. I end up with a greater list of testimony of the time when I felt afraid and I went ahead and did it anyway. I end up with more stories than like that, as opposed to the times when I felt afraid and I listened to the fear and I submitted to the fear and I never found out what was on the other side. I have truly just found from this experience that there is just less and less to be afraid of, and then there is more and more territory that belongs to me that I can play with, because there's all these things as part of that territory that I used to be terrified of. There's all of these routes and all of these off-roads that I was terrified to venture into, that I've now ventured into, and they are now part of what I have access to freely and know for sure that there's no danger there. You know, this reminds me of when you see if you've ever lived next to a forest, you know, it reminds me of when you live next to a forest and you see people coming in and out of the forest every day, but you've been told don't go into the forest because it's dangerous. But you're wondering about how come the danger doesn't affect those people I see coming in and out of the forest every day. And it's because they've ventured out and they've discovered what's dangerous and what's not dangerous about the forest. And so they know how to navigate the forest. And if you don't venture out, then you won't learn how to navigate all the spaces that you don't know about, that you're not familiar with, if you don't venture out. And I have just more room to play with, and I have increased territory that I have authority over. You know, we've all been given dominion and power to rule and reign for the kingdom of God here on earth. But if we're afraid and our lives are small because we believe the illusions of fear and the lies of fear, we will end up having lived a really small life because we're afraid to say, let's see. Let's see if what you are telling me and what you are threatening me with, the danger that you are threatening me with, let's see. Let's see if there's really danger. And sometimes there might be a little bit of danger, but it's not, I will say 100% of the time, everything that I was intimidated with, every time I felt a sense of being told to get back, I found that there was no reason to not go forward. I found there was no reason to be afraid. It was an illusion. It was a lie. It's true when they break down the word fear to false evidence appearing real. It truly is. Fear is false evidence presenting itself as reality. It's an illusion. And it needs you to take courage and push against the resistance of it as a daily discipline and as a daily habit. It's a habit to me now. Every time I feel like, why am I feeling fear? I go forward quickly so that I don't give up any part of my territory, and that instead I apprehend yet another portion of territory. And that's something to think about as you go on with your challenge of years, of the year of yes. I think for me it worked out to be the year of let's see. And as you go on with your challenge and challenging yourself to do more of what you have previously shied away from because you were afraid to do it, think about the amount of playground and territory that you are giving up as you are afraid, and the amount that you will gain as you go forward. There truly is nothing to be afraid of. There truly is nothing out there waiting to harm you. Go forward and challenge the resistance. Ask the question every time you feel fear, let's see. So if you want to join me in my campaign of let's see, comment below and tell me some of the things that you were previously afraid of, and you went ahead, and whatever you had to tell yourself to go ahead, and what the outcome has been for you, and also what you have realized and how much you realize you have been missing out on. Tell me your stories of courage, your stories of doing things afraid. I will also link below an article I've just written about this subject. It's on Afropolitan explosiv.co.za. I will link it below, and from that you can get a more expounded vision of what I'm talking about. I just encourage you to not be afraid of anything. Go forward, ask let's see, and challenge everything that stands in your way. and you become this person that I've become, who doesn't even realize that I've just gotten a rejection or just gotten a no. I just keep going, and anyway, I just keep pushing anyway. So stay blessed and be blessed and stay well. I will see you next time. It's always great to talk to you and share with you all the things that God is teaching me. So I'll see you next time. Mwah.